let's talk about what's coming up next week because it's a big one. And just to clarify, we are recording it tomorrow, but we are going to be publishing it next Tuesday. It's a big one. The SOP, the Shop Owners Panel, episode number 44, dives into something every independent shop owner eventually faces: local politics and zoning. Yeah, you heard me say politics. In some ways, the third wheel uh, of business. Usually, you don't talk about these things, but we need to because it's not an off election year for shop owners, for small business people, for anybody actually. It needs to be something that you're paying attention to. Those local municipalities, the local rules, are they common sense people or are they not? Um, you decide. You bring your common sense to the voting booth. But we're going to talk about why it matters with shop owners. And we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be recording that later this week, dropping it on Spotify and YouTube next week. And so you need to be subscribed. You need to be paying attention to what's going on there. And so anyway, you've built this business, right? You've invested in your bays. What if you want to do another bay? What if a local municipality won't let you? What if you've hired a team, you've got the people in place, and then you get the notice from the city that your signage isn't compliant anymore and they're not grandfathering you in, or you can't expand that way, or changing the parking requirements, the water runoff. All these things are real issues that shop owners who are trying to grow and improve their shop are going to eventually deal with. And so depending on your municipality, on how friendly they are with small business, specifically repair shops, can influence what comes next for you. So we're going to talk to some shop owners who've been through those battles, fought their city halls, their town halls, their local municipalities, and we're just going to have conversations about their experiences just so that you can keep it in mind. You're going to hear those real examples. And so make sure you're subscribed and ready for episode 44. Okay. Now, if you're new around here, by the way, this is the Garage Grit Live, an extension of the Garage Grit podcast. And I'm Brad Hurlock, your host and the co-founder of AA Shop Marketing. Now, every week we take what's happening inside real shops and we break it down into lessons that you can use and show how to turn insight into action. So you're owning this independent auto repair shop. You're managing one, you're managing multiple locations, whatever the case might be. You just want to grow smarter in this industry. Then you're in the right place. Let's rewind and talk about what we learned about the last 2 episodes that have been dropped. All right. Episode 41, we sat down with Erik from Norwood Auto Service out in Illinois, and he told us what accountability really looks like growing inside the business. He made the decision to stop letting the shop run him and start leading with clarity. You know, if you don't set your boundaries, then somebody else will. And that's a lesson that every owner needs to take to heart. Then just this morning, I guess, we published the episode from Davis Car Care, Kyle, Davis Car Care and Tire Center in Virginia Beach. And Kyle's story was about risk, taking calculated leaps when everyone around him was saying, don't. And so if you like that kind of inspirational story, you got to check out that episode. He also has since opened up a detailing shop, a separate entity, a separate business, but next door. And, you know, multiple coaches around him told him that it was going to fail. But because he had the structure, the systems, and the belief in his team, it's working just fine. It's working very well, in fact. That decision has left a 50% growth in a single year. Now, Erik taught us to lead through discipline, and Kyle taught us to grow through faith and structure. Put all that together, and you've got a clear message. Growth isn't random. Growth isn't random. It's built on habits, systems, and people who believe in what you're building. And if you haven't caught those episodes, make time this week. They're real-world lessons. They're real-world stories every owner needs to hear before we jump into the next panel. All right. Let's talk about how you can act now. If you're chasing growth, excuse me, in this fourth quarter of 2025, the beginning of 2026, I need you to slow down long enough to ask a question. What's breaking first when business picks up? Is it communication? Is it capacity? Is it consistency? What are you shortchanging anything? I mean, the answer to that might show you where to fix before you push harder. Start with leadership. You're doing one thing or you're doing everything. Is there a bottleneck? Build trust by assigning ownership to your team. Let them lead in their lanes. Now, those are sound advice, and it sounds like that would be from a coaching, an auto repair shop coach. And I am not. And if you don't have one, you should look into getting one. We've had a handful of them on our podcast, and you're going to be seeing more of those coming up. I'm in the digital marketing space with AA Shop Marketing. And so now I want you to look at your marketing side of things and make sure that it reflects the operations. I'm certain that you're proud of the work that you're doing. Does your marketing actually reflect that? All right. When you're running, are you running Google AdWords? Are you running local service ads? Is there a follow-up in place? Are you making sure that you're not just throwing good money after whatever? All right. Now, also always be working on culture, because that's a great tool for employee retention and employee attraction. If you keep the people happy and you're publishing that culture on your social media platforms, new prospective employees will gravitate towards you. The customers will also feel it, see it, like it. And Kyle proved that. He's got an interesting perspective when it comes to getting good employees. His attitude was, you just close on Saturday and you make sure that they have a temperature controlled environment. And so that was back to the improving the environment. And he says that works. It comes along. So you need to make sure that your culture is reflected on your social media. All right, so check your workflow, check your rhythm, check your leadership. They're not in sync. That's a starting line. From there, if you want to do a kind of a health check on your digital marketing, head out to addi.me/jumpstart, addi.me/jumpstart. And we're offering a special for that for you. And you can check out, the free option or the discounted option, where we give you a detailed analysis of what's going on your footprint. So, but even still, check out the free option, know what's working for you, know what your next steps are. We're trying to help shops. That's the point of the podcast. That's the point of the company of AA Shop Marketing, to help as many shops as possible. All right, let's wrap this up. Again, SOP, Shop Owner Panel number 44. It's going to tackle politics, local politics, and zoning issues, the red tape that keeps good shops from growing even further, just like yours. And this past week, Erik showed us that discipline creates freedom. Kyle reminded us that faith and structure build momentum. And your job is to take those lessons, apply them, lead smarter, simplify systems, create shop culture that people want to be a part of. And once you've got those things in place, actually don't wait. While you're getting those things in place, head out to addi.me/jumpstart. Let me try that again. addi.me/jumpstart to make sure that you are getting the next marketing advice, the next marketing step to get that marketing needle moving. All right. Strategy instead of chaos. What do you say? Also, if you've got a good story to tell and you want to be on the Garage Grit, either on a SOP or an individual origin and impact series, then hop on to addi.me/join panel, addi.me/join panel. And then just give me your information. We'll go and make sure that you've got your great story to tell is featured on our podcast. I'm Brad Hurlock. I'm not a coach. I'm a digital marketing guy, and let's grow stronger together.